Okay. Really interested to hear this because, of course, Microsoft is at the heart of a lot of the technology that we use. Our next speaker is going to be sharing his thoughts about the new era of AI, transforming businesses for the future. A seasoned innovation leader, he most recently served as the AWS lead for UK and Ireland. In his current role at Microsoft, he leads the team in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa to accelerate efforts to support and co-innovate with industry customers and partners. Please give a very warm welcome to Darren Hardman, Corporate Vice President, Enterprise and Industry, Microsoft EMEA.
With generative AI, what we have is a democratization of AI. Now, you do not need to be an expert anymore to actually be able to speak to the machine. And this opens many new opportunities.
We're seeing AI become a co-worker with human-like ability to use language, reason, generate content, and drive decisions. And in the not-so-distant future, we envision AI to be a co-innovator.
Just this past semester, our essay graded helped review over 6.7 million essays, empowering our teachers to focus on enhancing learning opportunities and experiences.
So here at URC, our number one value is put people first. And I think that AI will help people do things faster, be more creative, and give much more meaning to their time.
AI transformation for Vena means so much more than just creating an opportunity to do strategic analysis on data. It's that conversation that allows the finance professionals to serve their business in a way that they couldn't do without Vena Copilot. That is the power of AI, and that's what's so exciting as a technologist.
Well, hello, World Summit AI, and absolute pleasure to be here in Amsterdam with you fine audience, a massive audience actually, and also to all those that are joining us streaming online. My name's Darren Hardman. I'm Corporate Vice President of our enterprise business across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And as you well know, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're engaging in this topic is, I think we're at an inflection point in history. Slide's not working. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for those at the back there for helping me out. The reason we're at an inflection point is because of thanks to decades of AI research and development. To really get our heads around where we are and the opportunity ahead of us, I think it's just really helpful for us to consume some of what has happened in the past. Throughout history, the right tool in the right hands has always sparked transformation. And fundamentally, there are two types of technology in the world: a single-purpose tool or a general-purpose tool. A single-purpose tool is like a lawnmower. It does a single thing. And a general-purpose tool is like electricity or the personal computer or the internet. These are the innovations that are changing every part of our economy. AI is a general-purpose tool. Its impact is already landing in every country, across every industry around the world. A recent PwC study found that the sectors that have high AI penetration are driving 5 times as much productivity than those compared to other parts of the economy with lower AI adoption. Another well-regarded study from McKinsey found that generative AI has the impact to create $4.4 trillion of value to the global economy. Now that's pretty mind-boggling to me because these are the opportunities that are based upon what we currently understand as the known AI use cases out there in industry. And despite all of the innovation that we've seen in the last 18 to 24 months, we do know that we're still quite early in this journey of AI. When Archimedes invented the pump in 250 BC, he didn't know that centuries later his design was going to be used to move water through cities, to drill deep down onto the ocean floor for fossil fuels, and to pump blood through the human heart. Similarly, what's exciting for me in this era is seeing companies across Europe experimenting and rapidly discovering new ways of how to utilize AI to drive growth, create better customer experiences, and unlock value in their business. And to give you a sense of the kind of adoption that we're seeing, more than 85% of Fortune 100 companies are using Azure OpenAI today. Over 72% of businesses have adopted AI, which is up about 20% since 2023. So make no mistake about it, going forward, every company will become an AI company. And we're already seeing great examples of this. We see AI reinventing customer engagement, and at Microsoft, we're customer zero. You might not know it, but we actually operate one of the largest call centers in the world. We have 40,000 agents covering 120 countries who take 145 million customer interactions every year. And as with any customer contact center like this, there is several pain points along the customer journey. Call volume is huge, time to service can always be better, and the information and the data that those agents need to use is often hard to find and burdened with heavy administrative tasks. So as Customer Zero, we deployed this across this massive operation over the course of the last year, and we've seen those support teams have significant increase in the way they've been able to serve their customers and remove redundant tasks. In just a short time, we've seen improved customer satisfaction. We've seen happier, more engaged employees because they're removing the mundane and focusing on the value, i.e. serving customers, and resolution times have dropped significantly. Now, as a business, and to kind of quantify this, we've saved already in our last fiscal $100 million on a baseline of $3.5 billion to service this function. And this year, we're on track to save nearly $500 million on the baseline of how we operate and support this significant function in Microsoft. You know, generative AI, it is a transformational force in customer service, equipping employees with the right tools to deliver exceptional reports. By analyzing vast data sets, AI can identify patterns, it can get ahead and anticipate customer needs, it can provide agents with actionable insights where they can resolve issues faster. It can even draft empathetic responses to customers based on previous interactions and what we know about that customer's needs. It can automate routine inquiries, it can free up staff to handle more complex human tasks. It can generate personalized product recommendations. It can look at purchase history and think about what the customer needs for the future. And actually, Walmart has been doing just that. So Walmart has 120 million active customers shopping online with it every month. And they've been using AI to learn about the customer patterns, to pre-populate their grocery carts, looking at the purchase history, looking at the dynamics of the weather, looking at what football match might be on that particular weekend, predicting for the customer what they might need. If you buy Cheerios every 7 days, it's going to automatically pre-populate your cart. To put this into context and why this is important for the industry, the average American is spending 6 hours per week grocery shopping. But with Walmart's predictive analytics, a customer can complete their weekly shopping in a matter of minutes. Ultimately, we're seeing AI empower consumer-facing businesses to focus on building meaningful, customer interactions, build loyalty, and drive business growth. Now, if you move on, if you think about businesses today, it's every workflow, every process has some element or some artifact of human workflow within it. And if you think about what an AI-first driven process can mean, it really helps us to think about a new way of getting things done. And we see this trend where whole departments and divisions inside of organizations are embracing AI and approaching their individual jobs in a very different way. Volvo Group, they built a solution that streamlines their processing of invoices and claims, and the company is now saving about 850 hours per month in that individual department. What a game changer for that particular finance team. Less time spent on the mundane, repetitive administrative tasks, and more time focused on the development of growth strategies and optimizing the assets that they have. In healthcare, Europe has a shortage of about 1 million health workers and an ever-aging population across Europe. AI has already started to help augment the work that doctors are doing, to alleviate the administrative tasks so they can spend much more time on patient care. And the healthcare firm Cry here, based out of Sweden, has leveraged AI to deliver over 200 million patient interactions already. By leveraging Gen AI, its technology can reason over structured and unstructured data. So by that, I mean the clinical notes, I mean the medical records, I mean all the conversations that are happening in the context of that patient appointment. And this platform is proving great value. So we're already seeing productivity being driven by about 20%. We estimate that that could free up about 10,000 additional patient appointments across Europe if it was deployed at scale. That's a real game changer in the context of this particular healthcare industry, across some of the challenges it faces across Europe over the next few years. What's tremendous is the uptick we're seeing in the developer community. Software engineering, without question, is the #1 area impacted by AI. Just in the past 18 months, we've seen a surge of 230% of AI contributions on GitHub as developers focus and build better ways to manage their work and their typical workflows. Norway's Visma is a great example. Visma is an ISV business. It develops and tests software for 1.8 million customers across Europe and Latin America. And using GitHub Copilot to automate their workflows, the company's seen a 50% reduction in their development times. It doesn't just improve the productivity of developers, but it's actually giving them much more energy, much more time to collaborate, and making them much more engaged in the tasks that they have at hand. They've also seen a significant increase in the innovation of those developers because this is giving them time back to think more broadly about what their customers need. It's also why developers here in the Netherlands, for example, at NN Bank, spend 45% of their time in GitHub Copilot, and they're seeing efficiency gains of about 40% doing just that. Imagine every single developer in every sector, in every market, using the AI Copilot for coding to boost their productivity. Just think the powerful turbocharge that that could give the broader economy. We see AI reshaping business models and actually creating entire new categories. Companies are creating new products and revenue streams underpinned by AI. ABB and Microsoft have partnered to develop a host of AI tools. One of those tools is called the Genix Copilot. And this is going to augment key production decision makers, from executives to those on the shop floor, and it's going to give them real-time insights so that they can manage those assets much better. They actually predict that these insights have the potential to expand the lifespan of these assets by about 20% and actually minimize the unplanned downtime by about 60%. What a game changer for that industrial focus. We're even seeing this kind of AI-led growth in the highly regulated industries. So think about financial services. Moody's created their Moody's Research Assistant, which is a generative AI-powered tool. Customers can quickly get to complex information, looking at economic forecasts, looking at risk profiles, and this just promotes smart investment, which is absolutely needed to create the resilient market in financial services. What's really interesting as well is to see how generative AI tools are transforming individual industries. I want to use the example of the legal industry. The legal industry, certainly in my time in the cloud era, has been pretty slow to adoption. When it comes to AI, though, they're leading. They're moving really, really fast, and they're seeing the benefits it can bring to that heavy workflow concentrated industries. What I see now is legal firms and legal departments becoming leaders in AI adoption. We're seeing lawyers use AI to help them in all aspects of their jobs. Some examples: the multinational firm Linklaters now is using Gen AI tools as a chatbot to assist all of their employees with the most common tasks and the most common queries, and have actually rolled that out to 6,000 of their employees. The Avanade Legal Group are using Copilot to advance their own commercial negotiations. The technology provides thoughts on the implications of customer-suggested changes, and the lawyers still control the final decisions, but the Copilot serves as a partner, flagging potential issues, sharing possible solutions. There's a huge opportunity here, and we're seeing industries evolve, leverage AI, or actually totally rethinking how things should be done. AI is bending the curve of innovation. For example, we've been hearing about the possibility of autonomous driving vehicles for many years. There's a tremendous opportunity to enhance pedestrian safety, to improve civic life in metropolitan areas. And the UK company Wave is using large language models to rethink previous incarnations of autonomous driving. The LLM brain from Wave actually perceives and reasons like a person. This enables the technology to understand and to adapt to novel situations that it faces. It's multimodal, so it can tell passengers as it drives, hey, there's a challenge in front of us, I'm going to slow down, I'm going to maneuver around. And this is just so important to ensure maximum safety and building consumer confidence in this new area of technology. And I think this is actually a huge step forward when you consider what other auto manufacturers have been able to use this work that we're doing with Wave in the creation of their LLM model, which underpins this autonomous driving journey. Let's shift on to the next section, which is actually about unlocking the power of human potential. Actually, what's most exciting to me in everything I see as I tour around all our large enterprise customers across the region is seeing how AI is unlocking the human potential in every one of the people that is using it across these industries. The actual use of generative AI has doubled in the last 6 months. We know that now 75% of global knowledge workers are using AI. People want AI at work, and they won't wait for companies to catch up. 78% of people are bringing AI to work, according to the Work Trend Index. That's BYOAI, bringing external tools and using them to execute their day job. I think you'd agree, we really need corporate policies to keep the pace and to provide these tools so employees can flourish and leverage this capability for the roles that they do. According to that Work Trend Index report, they say that 90% of those surveyed says that AI is saving them time. 85% say that it's helping them be more creative. And this represents what I actually think could be an incredible advancement for the labor force across all these industries, able to focus and hone in on the more high-value tasks and the more rewarding work that they want to do. And what's actually interesting is that these tools actually augment our abilities, helping us to do things we just weren't confident in doing before, whether it's creating an annual budget forecast, whether it's creating this keynote speech, with obviously without the middle interruption that we have all incurred today. If we go to the next slide, clearly big implications. EMEA here actually talk about 14 hours per week using an AI digital assistant, 14 hours of efficiency it's giving back to their teams. They've done an initial rollout using M365 Copilot and now actually rolling that out to 150,000 of its employees globally because of the benefits they're seeing. The financial services firm Hargreaves Lansdown in the UK has been deploying this technology to manage customer documentation. They're seeing 4 times faster impact using the Copilot. And then just 2 weeks ago, following a trial of M365 Copilot, we heard Vodafone announce that they're scaling out deployment of M365 Copilot to 68,000 of its workforce to give each person a personal assistant to drive the day-to-day of what they do in their jobs. For us as leaders, this is, we need to stay focused on putting the people first as we navigate this transition into an AI world. And I think there's 2 main factors that we should bear in mind as we do that. The first is we have to ensure that people are equipped with the right skills to take advantage of this new era of AI. Last year, we saw a 142 times increase in AI skills being added to LinkedIn profiles. I imagine everybody in this room is part of that statistic. What's really interesting and should support the fact that if one or two of you have done that is in a separate survey that we did, LinkedIn is part of the Microsoft family, we found that the hiring managers, 71% of leaders would rather hire a less experienced candidate that had AI skills than a more experienced candidate that didn't have AI skills, which is a profound implication for the need for us to address the skilling for AI across the communities and the countries that we serve. To address this problem, obviously, it's not Microsoft alone. It's multilateral collaboration across both the public and the private sectors. This is just too big an endeavor for one government or for one company or for one industry to try and tackle in silo. For our part, Microsoft is partnering with governments and NGOs worldwide to bring skilling at scale. A few examples: we're working closely with the South African Department of Trade. We recently committed about $70 million of investment to unlock inclusive growth, promoting access to skills and resources for entrepreneurs and small businesses across that country. In India, we've committed to providing AI skilling opportunities to 2 million people by the end of 2025. And here in the Netherlands, we continue to invest in digital skills programs designed to benefit children across the wide socioeconomic spectrum, as well as the most vulnerable communities, as well as newly settled refugees. The second factor is to ensure AI is developed and deployed in a responsible way, in a way where this technology will benefit the many and not the few. We at Microsoft, we practice responsible AI by design. We're guided by the principles of inclusiveness, of fairness, and of accountability. And striving for responsible AI goes well beyond the walls of Microsoft, given the role that AI will play in our lives, in the tech sector, in governments, in the business community, and civil society. All of those institutions are going to have to work together to drive this outcome of responsible AI. We collaborate with institutions and governments worldwide to help ensure the guardrails are in place to protect residents and privacy and civil liberties. Our responsible AI transparency report, go and read it, shows how we're continually adapting to meet our responsible AI promises. And as technology leaders, many of you in this room, it's really critical that we are committed to sharing our learnings together with each other to drive that responsible and continuous open dialogue. So as I finish this presentation, and it will not finish with a bang, I would like to make clear that actually this goal of responsible AI actually has no real finish line. The bottom line is if humanity is going to fully unlock the promise of AI, we really need to trust AI. So I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of conference.